Well, I lowered my head too low, and he came in and hit me right on the crown of my helmet, and I kind of blacked out a little bit. I ended up picking him up, slamming him on his back, and I start cheering, going nuts, woohoo. I went to the sideline, and I took a knee, and I was like, phew. I raised up and forgot what happened the last 45 seconds.
Hey, got something really cool I wanted to run by and let you know what's going on. So I'm starting a group that will start taking a deep dive into each one of these episodes. So we'll collectively come together and talk about the shows, talk about the guests. I'll be bringing back some of the guests to do some Q&A sessions and really take a further dive into their story, their journey, the episode, talk about, maybe some of the things you wish I would have asked on the episodes, do some Q&A sessions and the like. As a friend put it to me, it's really like a book club, but for the podcast. So a couple times a week, we'll go in, we'll break down the favorite shows of the week, and have cool discussions around everything that we've heard, we've learned, and want to know about their journey. Some of these guests will come in and they'll teach part of, what makes them awesome at what they do. And then, as always, I'll be providing regular value and content in this group. It's really cool because this only is going to cost $5 a month to join this group. And you'll be able to come in, interact with everybody else in there. So I'll put a link right in the show notes for this that you can jump in, come have a conversation with us, and we will really deep dive into each one of these episodes and help us all rise up together. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's going to be a great show today. Having the show wasn't something I started out to do. But the day I found out somebody wanted to really sponsor the show was a really, really cool experience. So, guys, I want you to take some time to go check out Point Blank Safety Services and their new nonprofit, Blue Family Fund. These guys are doing some really, really cool things. And Stacy McGovern, who's the CEO over there, has been a dear friend, and she was a guest on the show. But these guys are literally taking, the off-duty officers and putting them out in security guard role. And here's what's cool about it is, as they're protecting our lives, they don't make a whole lot of money in that regard. No first responders are paid for the value they provide for our safety and our health and taking care of us. So these guys, Stacy and her team over at Point Blank Safety Services have really found a cool way to give back to these officers by helping them provide an additional income so they can continue to support and protect us. So do me a favor, guys. Seriously, go check out pointblanksafety.com and then go look at their nonprofit, which is Blue Family Fund. Now, this nonprofit was created because of the success of Point Blank Safety Services. They wanted to give back to the families of fallen officers and be able to give scholarships away to the families of current, police officers. So do me a favor. It would mean the world to me if you would go out and help support this show by supporting Point Blank Safety Services and their nonprofit Blue Family Fund. Just tell them Donnie has sent you. You heard it on Donnie Success Champions, and Stacy will take a tremendous and amazing care of you. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, this is going to be a fun episode. I'm bringing a boyfriend-girlfriend team, and they're going to really talk about their journey as they found each other through kind of a tragic accident with a football injury, and then, they came together, found each other, and now they're growing this business. And it's a really fun story to listen as they go through it, the ups and downs, and really kind of fun hearing from the younger generation and how far they're taking their business, their life, and their careers. Enjoy. All right, guys, so today's going to be a fun episode. I'm bringing you a boyfriend and girlfriend duo, Rick and Jenna. So this will be fun as we talk about their adventures with their company, all the things they do, what it's like dating and running a business together. I'm going to make sure I pick on them, have some fun with it. So, guys, welcome to the show. I appreciate you being on here. Please tell us who the hell you are. Tell us your story.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate it, Donnie. I'll go ahead and let you start first. Ladies first. That's how we always do it. So go for it.
My name's Jenna Hountz, and this is my boyfriend, Rick Embry. Let's see. So should we talk about how we first met and kind of how we got into business?
Yep, let's do that.
So I was at the University of Cincinnati, and Rick was at Indiana State University. He got a concussion playing football, and he had a friend a mutual friend. He was my friend at Cincinnati, and he transferred from Indiana State to UC to play football, and I met him. He was friends with, like, our whole friend group, introduced Rick and I, and then ever since we met, we've been together. And probably, what would you say, like 6 months after we've been together, probably like 6 to 8 months, we were thinking about starting our own business, but we didn't know how to get started. And we were thinking about doing something within the fitness industry or, like, doing stuff with kids and having a facility where kids could come and play basketball and football and practice and, like, get to the next level and stuff. But then we got more into the social media field when, what was it?
It was 2016.
2016, yeah. Early 2016, me and Rick got into the social media field. We met someone that, took us under their wing, and we learned everything, literally everything that we needed to learn.
So we spent a year with this company. It was new to us. Obviously, we've been on social media for our entire lives. We're millennials. But we got to learn the business side of social media. Yeah. Actually see what it's like to be able to monetize social media, make money through social media, through Instagram, through Facebook, which is pretty cool. So we did that for a year. We had a fallout with the owner, and we decided to start our own digital marketing agency, which we have right now, which goes by the name of Forward. So if you're listening to this, check out our website at www.moveforward.com. Our Instagram is _forward. If you got any questions, shoot us a DM. We're great people, and so is Donnie.
We love helping. I think that's something that me and Rick love the most is, like, we're people. Yeah. And we love helping others because, we've had tons of people help us throughout our life, and it's like, through sports, it's almost like we got more, we're competitive people. So it's like we got competitive. We're able to be competitive in, like, a different industry other than sports because we don't play sports anymore.
And we've always, sort of, like I said, the first company we got with, so Jenna, like she said, we've always wanted to start our own business, but it's hard. When you're sitting there just thinking at night, how do I do that? It sounds so far-fetched. But we're thankful for the opportunity that we had with the first company we worked with because he kind of showed us the ropes and showed us that, hey, listen, this is possible, and we're thankful for that. Truly.
That's awesome. So let's back it up just 2 seconds and talk about it. So you're a football guy. Get your freaking bell rung.
Yeah.
Is that because you sucked or you just took a bad hit? No, I'm just kidding. Right. So you.
No, actually, it was up in college. It was my sophomore year. We were doing a drill it's just set up to get your bell rung. That's what it should be called, the bell rung drill. Punt return. It was 1-on-1. I was on the return team, so I got a returner behind me. Coach throws the ball in the air. He returns it, and it's 1-on-1 blocking drill. So the defender gets a running start at you, and you're stationary. So you're standing there taking on this full head of steam, taking on this board as he's running full speed, and you got to try to steer him one way or the other. Well, I lowered my head too low, and he came in and hit me right on the crown of my helmet, and I kind of blacked out a little bit. I ended up picking him up, slamming him on his back, and I start cheering, going nuts, woohoo. I went to the sideline, and I took a knee, and I was like, phew. I raised up and forgot what happened the last 45 seconds. And then me, just being the way my dad raised me, he's like, dude, listen, the only way you should be laying on the field is if they have to carry you off the field. He's like, other than that, get your ass up, run to the sideline. I don't care if something's broken, just limp on one leg. And I've always done that. The only time I've ever laid on the field is if both of my calves were cramped. And that's happened a couple of times.
Well, drink some damn water.
Yeah, I would. Here, eat 5 bananas the day before, and I would drink 10 gallons of water. It didn't do it. I don't know. I might have something wrong.
Well, my family's got a video of me in junior high, and I'm not an athlete by any stretch of the imagination. Right? I'd rather just go in and go fisticuffs and figure it out versus trying to run plays and shit. But there's a video of me in junior high doing basically your same setup, except I got a running back coming out of the backfield who's like, built like an NFL player, and I was like a $105 sopping wet in junior high. But I do the same thing. I duck down, put my head down. That dude dropped his helmet, went him with the helmet on me, knocked me out cold in the middle of the field, right? I found him later in the locker room, but that's another story.
Right.
So after you get your bell rung, you're on the sidelines. How did this mutual friend introduce it to you? I missed that somewhere.
Yeah, so Pat, whenever you listen to this, man, shout out to you. We appreciate your connections because you made it happen. So I'll tell you a little story real quick about how me and Pat met. So we was playing summer ball. We was getting ready for the season. It was my freshman year. I'm redshirt, and we got this new transfer quarterback in. He's like 6'2", 245. He's got tattoos all over his body. He's got a big Irish-looking beard. He kind of looks homeless a little bit at the time. Well, beer-chugging stomach. You know, he was just a Viking coming in. And I tattoos everywhere, you know, kind of hard-nosed. And me and him just clicked immediately. And come to find out, our lockers ended up being right next to each other, which was crazy. This was before the season. And then whenever the season started, we look, and I'm like, oh, I'm over here. And then here he comes. He's right next to me. I was like, this is perfect. We're going to get along. So, yeah, me and Pat got close. And I actually make Jenna blush for a second because what happened was me and Pat posted a picture before a game, you know, looking good. We've been working out for a long time. We put in hours. We put in hours of training. And, you know, our bodies are looking good. I don't look like that anymore. I wish I did. But and Jenna screenshotted it and sent it to Pat. She's like, who's your friend? Yeah. He's hot.
Sorry.
And, so obviously Jenna's blind and, you know, can't see. I'm looking at your mug right now, dude. And I don't know what the hell she saw. I'm just saying. She's all, I was looking good. Oh, jeez.
Oh, it's looking good. I wish I still looked like that.
So does she.
I'm sure she does.
So,
like I was saying. So she sent the message to him and said, who's your friend? Hard eyes, hard eyes, hard eyes. And then he sent it to me. He's like, yo, look, this girl Jenna thinks you're hot. Here's her number, whatever.
He said, I'm going to hook you guys up. Yeah. And I was like, at the time, I was like, no, this isn't. I was like, he's
long distance.
He's far away. Like, it's not going to work. Like, I'm at UC, he's at Indiana State. And then Rick came to visit, and then I met him in person. I'm not a shy person, but, like, I was shy when I first met him. I wouldn't talk.
Yeah. The looks are still in full effect, huh?
Yeah.
No. You were so hot.
So, yeah. Exactly. But, no, here's something else that's pretty cool about this. I went up to visit Pat at Cincinnati. I went up to visit him once and stayed at his house, you know, yada, yada, yada. Well, I come back, and he's like, the night I was going to visit her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where are we going, dude? Isn't this your old house? He's like, yeah, we moved out of here, and a group of girls moved in. And this is where she lived.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the same place that I stayed last time. Out of all the houses on that campus, he ended up moving out. And the only one time I've ever been there, I slept in his house and then come back again, and she lives there, which is pretty cool. I'm like,
well, that helps. So when you're drunk and stumbling through the place, you gotta.
I know how to get around. Exactly. She's like, have you been here? Yeah, I've been here before. Turn down the hall to the left.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys have been together for some time, and now you're trying to figure out, holy shit, we got to start a business. You know, you're at that stage of what the hell do I want to be when I grow up? Between the two of you, who was that kind of innovator that said, let's go this direction? Who took the reins of this whole thing? I'm going to put you on the spot.
So Jenna's the one. I would give her credit for initiating us into the social media world because she had class with the dude who we worked with originally.
Yeah. So, sorry.
No, you're good. Go for it.
I was just going to say, so how I met him was I interned with FC Cincinnati. You probably don't know who that is, but it's a pro soccer team new to the city. I interned with them their first year, and they ended up selling the games were crazy, sold out. And I ran their social media, so I did all the Snapchat, Instagram posts. I'd make Vines back when Vine was still kind of a thing. I would be in the locker room recording stuff, and I was like, man, I wish I could do this as a full-time job. And I knew some people within FC, and they were trying to make a position for me. Well, it didn't work out. They couldn't fund, I guess, a social media position yet.
Yeah.
So then in my class, everyone was talking about what internships they've had, just kind of networking. And this guy was talking about his social media marketing agency and how they worked with athletes and hip hop artists and businesses. And I was like, this sounds really cool. So I messaged him on Twitter, ended up talking to him in class, and then I introduced Rick. And I was like, Rick, this is perfect for us. You're not, you
keep in mind, I was doing door-to-door sales at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, not door-to-door sales, but damn near door-to-door sales because what they would do is they would like cold call these people and say, hey, you want a free gift? And I would be the guy to show up and give you a gift and try to sell you a water softener. So I was doing that. And then she just got in.
And we talked about having our own business. I was like, Rick, this is something that you want to, you're not an athlete anymore. So like, this is a chance for you to at least work with athletes. Like you're right there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I just saw an opportunity, and then Rick, you know, he saw everything. He's like, this is it. Like, this is the start of our journey.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, when we started to do our own thing, it was kind of.
So then I went down and met with him, told him, listen, dude, I've been doing sales for a while. I can sell. I'm a personal person. I know how to sell value once I understand what it is exactly. Take a chance on me. I'll help you guys out, man. Mm-hmm. And it was a chance for me and Jenna to be able to work together and not have to go to a 9-to-5 and kind of start our entrepreneur lifestyle. Exactly.
A lot of and I'm not labeling you millennials, even though I fucking love the millennials, just because of you guys are batshit crazy, willing to jump out and do this shit. When I was y'all's age, there was no way in hell I was thinking about starting my own fucking business. I mean, so good on you guys. That's what I love about you.
And not gonna lie, like, we were scared at first, but then again, we were more excited about what we could do with it. You know what I mean?
We were scared, and we were also broke. I promise you.
Welcome to being an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah, we were very broke.
I was just graduating college at the time. Rick, same thing. He was finishing up. Started a couple credits.
I actually dropped out. One semester left to chase this. So,
you bet the farm, though. I mean,
I don't know.
So I was graduating college. I knew I had a student loan coming up. You know, we have car payments. We have all this stuff. And it's like, you know, there was months that went by and we were like, okay, when is this going to actually, like, start to really work? You know, and we would work all day, all night, 14-hour days, 16-hour days. I was on meetings from 8 in the morning to 8 p.m. with clients, with our team. Like, we were doing it.
And it took, long story short, with that company, it took me 2 months to close my first deal. It was $5,000. It was a hip-hop artist down from Louisville. And out of that, I only got a percentage. I only got maybe 20%, so I got $1,000. I was like, okay, cool. I'm a hard worker, man. I was looking at the positive side of it. Like, if I keep doing this and we get clients paying monthly and we got some cash flow, I could see how this will stack up. But then after a while, it's like, man, he's making a majority of it. I'm bringing in 90% of the clients. He's making more by doing less. Jenna's doing all the marketing. Like, we're 90% of the workload. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't make sense for us to keep slaving for this cat right here.
No, I get it, dude. I mean, I spent my entire career in the sales game, and it wasn't until, you know, I was in my 40s when I'm like, fuck, I've spent my entire career making somebody else wealthy, you know, before. So good on you for finding that out quickly. Yeah. So you guys put up your own shingle, and you're now doing your own business, which, you know, comes with its own fears and everything else. But, you know, bet the farm is the only way to win, and in my opinion. You know, so what's it like been starting out running your own social media company when there's 500 bajillion social media companies out there, all playing in this game? So now you're stacked up, you know.
We talked to somebody about that yesterday, believe it or not, and I told him this. I said, dude, it don't matter what market you get in, there's going to be competitors. Mm-hmm. It does not matter. We can get in the water bottle market, and there are going to be millions of competitors. You know, it depends on how much value can you add. Mm-hmm. Is your price right for what you have, and how in the hell can you sell it?
Well, I'm gonna put this back on you a little bit. Hear me out a little bit. I truly believe there's no competition. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Right. When you're in the game, you do you. Fuck everybody.
Right, yeah.
Right? There's no competition, because at the end of the day, nobody can do business like you do business. Right? Exactly. Nobody can run your company like you run your company, and nobody can get the results like you can for your clientele. So always embrace that mindset. There is no competition. This is my game. I'm going to run. They do whatever the hell they want. They damn sure don't want to stack up against me, but if they do, there's enough business in this world for everybody to get a piece of the pie.
Right.
Exactly. I love that. And I agree with that 100%. Yeah. Because I told Jenna that there are, I forgot what the statistic is, but it's a lot. There are like 2,000 startups a day. And guess what? I promise you, 50% or more of those need our services. We just have to find them.
Right.
That's it.
And this, honestly, because me and Rick, when we left the other company, we were doing like affiliate marketing and other ways of online business and stuff. And And what really got us into like thinking like, let's start our own thing is that my town. So I'm from a small town, Indiana, and I got a random phone call one day. And I don't ever answer the phone if I don't know the number really, unless I know someone's calling. Well, I was outside and Rick answered my phone. He's like, for some reason, like, I saw this number and I wanted to answer.
This is a funny story, too. Can I tell it real quick?
Yeah. Let Rick take it over.
So Jenna was getting all these random calls from people in different countries. Hey, would you like to
build a
website, this and that?
You know.
So I answer it one day. They call. I was like, all right. She's outside swimming. I was like, hello, this is your. I just made up a fake name. This is Tom. Hey, this is Rita with Summon. Is Jenna there? I was like, oh, yeah, she's right over here. I picked over and she's like, hey, can you guys do a website? She's just looking at me like, keep in mind, at this time, we haven't done any websites.
Right.
And we were just getting started. We were thinking about starting our agency.
I've done my
and we were like, listen,
website.
This would help. Yeah. Let's try to take it on. I know we're smart people. We've done websites a little bit before. Obviously, we haven't built the company's website, but we can make this happen. She's like, I said, yes. Tell her yes. Tell her we'll do it.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, we'll do it. I was like, and that's really when it kind of busted through.
And when we were doing affiliate marketing stuff, like we were getting paid, but it wasn't enough to like keep up with the bills, you know what I mean? So then we took a step back and we looked at everything and we're like, you know what? Like, why wouldn't we do this? We're so strong, and like Rick's so strong in sales. I'm so strong in like managing and being organized and marketing and communication, and you know, like
we're like that. There's money to be made. Here's our company opportunity right here.
Yeah.
With almost nearly zero cost to start it up.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't we go ahead and take a chance on it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is what we've been doing for a while, and I'll never work another 9 to 5, so we might as well take a shot right now.
Right.
While we just kicked it off with a website. We might as well just take it off and ride.
And see, I love reading articles and listening. I mean, Rick watches videos all the time. We both listen to Gary Vee. I'm sure you know who Gary Vee is.
I love Gary.
Yeah. So
Gary
something
Vee's
that
awesome.
stuck with me is I saw this video one day, and he was talking to this lady, and he was like, listen, he's like, I don't know how if you want to dominate globally, but I don't know how you expect to dominate globally when you're not even dominating locally.
Mm-hmm.
And that hit me and Rick, and we're like, listen, like we need to dominate
local,
like my little hometown, word of mouth spreads, which is what happens.
Yeah.
And then spread into Cincinnati, and then Rick's from Louisville, so now we have clients in Louisville. It's like, you know, we're just trying to get clientele in certain areas and then expand. And so far, I mean, it's been. That's really what
kind of, I would say, kind of gave our company a little firepower.
Yeah.
When Jenna relayed that message to us, I was thinking, man, you are right 100%.
Yeah.
So then we end up getting 3 to 4 clients around here. We end up getting 4 to 5 clients in Cincinnati. We end up getting 4 to 5 clients in Louisville, and that's the 3 places we're mostly at. So that really helped us out.
That's a huge lesson for anybody, though, that's getting up and running and going is entrepreneurs, that buzzword is getting thrown around way too much. And I'm glad Gary's finally coming out and saying, hey, look, not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right.
Because being an entrepreneur, dude, it's a bitch. It's a lot of work. And most people should go get a 9 to 5 job versus jumping into this game, right? Mm-hmm. But with that said, because of the internet age we're living in, you know, and everybody's got that mindset of you can get business all over the world and you can get, there's residual income and all the other bullshit that's thrown out around on a regular basis. People often come out of the gate trying to conquer the world, and when their business could be sitting right in their own damn backyard. So I'm glad you guys heard the message from him, because I remember that episode when he came out with it, and I kept thinking, one of the things that's made my business successful is I already had an established brand in my marketplace. So when I put my shingle up, hey, this is what I'm doing, my market showed up. Yeah. So I will constantly, remind you guys as you continue on your journey, make sure you own the market. Don't have a piece of it. Own that market. Yeah. And every time you go into a new marketplace, follow that same process as you continue on your journey to duplicate what you've already done and replicate. And as you guys scale, continue looking at, as you're bringing on employees, this, that, and the other, that this is the process you go in to dominate a marketplace.
Yeah.
If you guys continue to run and go.
Yeah, I appreciate those words, man. Those are going to stick for sure. So we actually have a couple employees right now doing minor stuff. Like we offer account growth, which will get you 300 to 900 organic followers per month. And we have 2 employees doing that. One of them doing it part-time. The other one just kind of doing a job here and there. The next step for us is we have one salesman that's our next step, is to get 3 or 4 or 5 sharks that'll go after it day in and day out, understand what it's like to work for a commission-based company, you know, no salary, and just go get it. Because Jenna and I, we can only stretch so far. You know, right now I'm generating 98% of the sales. She's doing 98, or she's doing a vast majority of the marketing.
Well,
we're collabing on websites.
Yeah.
You know, we're
I reach out to you.
We're stretching, and we need some. In order to scale this, I'm gonna have to have at least 2 to 3 other salesmen that can bring in X amount of clients per week, you know, at a decent rate, to keep us just moving. Then, you know, the revenue is what's going to cause the expansion.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And forgive me, but my sales trainer hat just popped on for 2 seconds. And one thing that I want you guys to embrace, and I love having a young team on, is as you bring these sales guys on, set them up for success. Which means you've sold a very particular way and style. Not everybody's going to be able to sell the same way you sold, right? You know, so
that's what I tell them. Once you understand what we're selling, because that's at first I try to sound like, whenever I first started off selling, dude, I've watched years worth of videos, and within 2 years, and once I first started trying to sell, I had a different sound to me whenever I sold. And, you know, and you could just tell I was trying to sell. I was trying to just do something I wasn't comfortable with doing.
Absolutely.
Now, this is my everyday voice. If I'm grabbing groceries, doing this, if I'm petting my cat, if I'm selling, like, this is who I am. And you can genuinely tell that, and which helps you build that relationship with new clients, because they can see right through you, believe it or not. But that's what I tell Joey. I'm like, listen, dude, you might not be able to say what I say because people can tell it's not in your vocab. And vice versa. I might not be able to sell the way you sell because we don't talk the same. Our body language isn't the same. Our voice isn't the same. Everything. And that's what I tell our future salesmen.
It takes a while to get comfortable with it. I mean, I watched Rick go through the whole phase, you know, and it's kind of cool, like, to see him grow as a person. And it's so awesome to see him grow as a person every day. And it's and
that's something about sales too that I have to whenever I'm recruiting, you got to recruit fearless people, because in the beginning I had no knowledge of it. But I was eager to learn. I would jump out there and put my neck on the line just to learn. You know, whenever we got with that company, before we started Forward, they were like, all right, we'd have a sales meeting. There'd be 10 dudes who've been selling for a long time. Like, all right, who wants a cold call? Everybody be quiet. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. You know, second day, I'm like, I had no clue what I was doing, but I would try, you know.
Right.
And that's what helped me over time.
And the greatest thing you can remember as being a manager of salespeople, and take this with you forever, is always go from this perspective of, all right, salesperson, you go, I go. Do not ever just throw them out there and let them just flounder. Yeah. Everything along the way, I'm going to make a cold call, you make a cold call. I'm going to make one, you make one, and you.
That's how we do it.
That's beautiful, man. Because
we sit in this office right here. Listen, I learned this from the dude that we had a fallout with in the other company. I would look at him, I'm like, damn, I mean, I worked my way up from being the beginner, around 10 salesmen that knew how to sell, to being the man that ran the sales team. And then they were like, oh man, Rick's the man now, within 9 months, because I wanted to be bad. And the owner, the CEO, the guy, Mr. Big Kahunas, wouldn't even do the stuff I was doing.
Right.
And I kind of frowned upon it. I'm like, man, if you won't put your neck out on the line like this, I will, but I almost don't want to, you know, in a way, because it just, I don't feel the mutual agreement here. But the other day I screenshotted that. It says a boss says go, a leader says let's go.
Absolutely, dude. And that's it. I talk to so many small business owners. They're like, you know, what fixes my company is if I just need to hire a salesperson. And in their mind, what they're thinking is, I'm just going to hire a guy and let him go. Well, that never, ever fucking works, because you're setting somebody up for complete failure. You've got to take them by the hand and say, let's go. Let's do it together. That's awesome. So social media is such a raunchy buzzword. I mean, because I get phone calls from my company all the time, and they're like, we're going to handle your social media marketing. And then I'll know usually within a few questions whether they know what the hell they're talking about or not, because I'm dangerous enough. What do you guys focus on when it comes to working with somebody? Is it brand building? Is it the social media management? Or?
That's a good question. We focus on whatever their weakness is and whatever their goals are. We don't just come in and say, hey, we're going to do for every company. You know, because we're not supposed to do everything for everybody. What we do is we dissect their brand first, and there's some questions that I have to ask to understand where you're coming from to know what we can provide, as opposed to just, hey, we'll do this, this, and this. You know, we're like, oh, well, I've already got that. But if I would have said these other 2 services, we might be doing business together. You know, because you might not need the first 3 I said. But if I would have came at you with the other 2, it would have worked out perfect. And for an example, I cold called a few days ago. I did a cold call for a dude who wanted blogs. He wanted us to blog for him. And that's not, we do blogs. We've written blogs for businesses and stuff.
One.
We actually just published one today. Yeah. But that's not something that I normally want to sell for a couple of reasons. We will, obviously, but it's not a moneymaker, really. You know, it's very, very, very low. It's our most minimal revenue generating service. But I was like, all right, what I'll do is I'll try to upsell, you know, if worst comes to worst. So I call him and I was like, hey man, this is Rick Embry here at Forward. I saw online you were looking for a blogger. You know, we've done this, this, and this for other companies in the past. We would love to help you out. We agreed on a price. Once we agreed on a price, I then told him we can also provide X, Y, and Z. These are some other services we provide. He said, okay, I want those as well. Met with him again, told him some more services. He's like, I want those as well. And it all started off with blogging.
Nice.
Which is, I figured out exactly what he was looking for.
Right.
And that's the key to it, really. And in the beginning, that was my problem. I couldn't grasp the fact that not everybody needs everything. Whenever I was selling, I would try to offer everything to everybody. And it just didn't work out for me.
That's where the phrase, you know, jack of all trades, master of none comes from, is when you're trying to please everything, you know, a company needs, it gets really, really tough to grow and scale.
Yeah. And another thing that's hard is, like, well, it's not really hard for me and Rick because we're just, you know, we're so personable with people that it's kind of like when we message people, it's not selly. It's organic. It's real. It's like when I'm going to reach out to someone, I look at their whole brand. I'm like, listen, they have real talent. Like, I want to see if they want our help or whatever. Yeah. But there's so many social media marketing agencies out there offering, like, you know, fake followers and bots and stuff. And that's, you know, me and Rick, we always want to keep it real. Like, we always want to keep it organic. And that's what our blog was just on about. Yeah. Bringing leads and keeping it real.
And that's also something that we do with, back to the first company we worked with, that's where we had a fallout. You know, just our upbringings were different, and we just fell out because of transparency, really. We're transparent, genuine people, and we're going to tell you exactly how it is every time. And the other party was not, so that's one reason why we fell out, one of the main reasons why we fell out. And that's something that we market on our Instagram page. Like, we want to show our clients all. Yeah. You know, you go to our website, the first thing you see is our clients. That's what we're about.
We have fun with it, too. It's like one of our clients, or probably one of our first 3 clients, he got 1,800 followers in the first 3 months of working with us. And we helped him hit 10,000 followers. Like, that was like, wow, like, you know, like, we're really helping.
And for those that don't know, because I'm almost at 10,000 on Instagram.
And yeah, you are.
I know, you're close.
I'm pushing because at 10,000, man, that's I'm not a gamer, but if you're a gamer, that's the whole level up. You get a new superpower, right? You get that swipe up ability, and I'm so pushing towards that, trying to get there, because that's how I'm going to really start pushing the podcast hot and heavy.
Yes, that'll be great.
You know, there's a lot of small business owners that, you know, maybe can't afford a social media company to come in and manage all their stuff. They're still scaling and growing. What would you tell them, you know, some of the best practices they can do so they can grow that following, grow the people, grow their tribe, so they can get more business coming in?
Yeah, so do you mean as far as...
Well, let's tackle Instagram, just because we were talking about it. You know, what are some of the best practices of Instagram? Especially now, they just brought out IGTV, which is a whole new beast. That I think everybody's in the game right now of figuring out how to best use that tool moving forward. What are some of the things you would tell somebody, you know, here's some best practices for Instagram?
Sure. So, well, my best advice would be to, like, something I do to grow my personal brand is, you know, I reach out to maybe other women that are doing the same thing as me, and I'll comment on their pictures. I'll like their stuff. Like, I'm just genuine with it, because it's like, you know, like, if, like, I follow people that, I like their page. I like what they're posting. I like what they're about. And then I'm hoping in return they follow me for that same reason. So it's almost like you got to engage with your audience, people that are kind of like-minded, just like you, and engage with them and hope for the same back, you know. And a lot of times that's the case.
Yeah, and another big thing is consistency.
Yes.
So that's one I'm going to hit on is consistency. If you're not consistent with it, then you're not entertaining anybody that's following you, so they're probably just going to unfollow you or just not like your stuff.
Yeah, because if they're not engaging with your information is going to die from their feed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That as well. Second is content. You know, how good is your content? How clean is your content? That's something I like to hit on. Is people want to post Android pictures or low-quality pictures, people won't engage with that. You know, when they can see something that's shot with, like, 4K, you know, they're like, wow, I now know what the top of the line is. And it just looks – it's kind of frowned upon. It makes your business look so – it's like walking in a house and there being shit everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a representation of you.
And see, like, a lot of the businesses, even if we're just giving advice, like me and Rick are those type of people, like, even if someone doesn't want to work with us, we'll at least help them out if we can. And that's something we tell them is, like, don't repost the same picture 8 times. Like, make your Instagram have its own personality, essentially. Yeah. Like, show human interaction and show your product and just show a lifestyle. Like, you gotta have your own personality. Every brand has their own personality. Because
there's a way to shove marketing down people's throats, which I think Gary Vee does the best way. He does it the best. He'll shove his brand down your throat in 50,000 different ways that you'll like it. Mm-hmm. And then I see these SoundCloud rappers that'll post the same picture of their album 47 times in a row with no caption, and that's just not good marketing, because that takes no brain to me to just
absolutely. Well, and then add in there, even if it's not just SoundCloud, they're taking that same image and plastering it across every outlet.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
You know, at one go, and
people get annoyed by that.
Yeah. I mean, I learned the hard way that if you put that one picture out there everywhere, you have no value on that platform, because everybody's seeing the same shit everywhere you go.
Yeah.
You know.
And sometimes what I see when I explore hashtags, it's these people that are posting like 100 pictures in a row, and it's all within the same hashtag, and they're all within the last like 10 minutes. So I understand, like, a part of me is like, okay, I get why they're doing it, because if someone's on the hashtag, they follow the hashtag, they're gonna eventually see their page. It's, you know, it's a way for them to get discovered. But I don't know. Part of me is like that's not the route to go. I don't think. I don't think it's being real or being organic.
Yep.
So how would you tell a young business owner, you know, as they're going on their adventure and they're looking at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Snapchat, Musical.ly, Vero, and all the other 30 bajillion freaking social media outlets out there, you know, what advice would you give them about handling their social media, especially if they're not at the point of reaching up to you guys?
Yeah. So first things first, you said for an entrepreneur.
Yeah, entrepreneur, small business owner.
Small business. Brand your company first and foremost, and make it clean and make it consistent. So that's something we did. We created our own kind of twang to our brand. You got to specialize it. You know, you don't want to copy off something else. We did it very clean as far as all of our clients are all on one column and they're all orange background. You know, I haven't seen that on anybody else's page. I've seen every other one, like 1, 2, 1, 2, you know, with a quote in the middle. I've seen that type of design. Ours is the only one I've seen that one column is all clients. The other column is all employees.
On
and the
Instagram.
other column on Instagram, yes.
Yeah.
And the other column is our services.
Yeah.
So we'll make a post about our services, which is
nice.
Pretty cool. So if you're going to brand yourself, make sure that you have your own story and you can make it real entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And keep it consistent, like I said.
Because people, like, I mean, I go to our Instagram and I see that we look legit. Like, we're real people. You can see everyone that works in our company. You can see our clients. You can go to our website. And our website kind of ties into, like, me and Rick's personality. You know, we're always people that want to grow. And I think that's why our company, that is why our company is called Forward. And then our websites Move Forward, because it's like, that's something me and Rick, like, don't stop.
It gives you a positive vibe when you hear it.
Positive vibes,
and it just gives you I think it gives you a marketing vibe too. You know, when you hear Forward or you hear Move Forward. And we wanted to keep the simplicity of the name similar to like the big brands in a way, but put our own twang to it.
Yeah.
Apple.
I love the fact that he keeps saying twang. You can tell he's got that little bit of country boy in him.
Yeah.
Twang.
All the city folk that are listening to this are going, what the hell is a twang?
Twist. We use twist
all
now.
Right, let's twist. I love it. No,
That's funny.
We'll put our own twist on it.
That's part of it. And, Jenna, I've seen your page, and one thing that I do love about the content you're putting out there, really, it's just you, right? It's y'all's story, it's y'all's journey, and it's vulnerable in nature, which means you're showing everything respectfully. I mean, which a lot of people are scared to do from a company perspective is put that personal sign out there. And what people forget is people buy from people. Right? Yeah. And so the more you can make your company personable and, everybody inside your company better have a personal brand, thanks Gary Vee, as they're continuing on their journey, because people want to see the faces behind. And, your Instagram profile is badass for your company standpoint because it is locked and cocked all the way through there, and you tell it's legit behind there. Where do you think this is all taking you guys? So, boyfriend, girlfriend, on this cool adventure, sharing your story, now literally on the podcast, sharing the story with the world. What's next on the horizon? Where's this all taking you guys?
So really, man, our goal, and which I hope everybody's goal, and which I know it's not, but I would hope it's everybody's goal, to be able to be free. And I think that's not necessarily, I don't say free as in not working at all, but I mean free as in once you can get compensated for doing what you love and getting compensated more than what you're working, then I would say you have done pretty well. That's our goal. We know it's not going to be anytime soon. We love what we do. We love working. We love forward. We love helping clients out. It's our passion. And
that's the whole point of the journey, exactly. Like once I listen to, like successful people, and it's like once they make it, they get their biggest goal, buy that house they've always wanted or whatever. It's like they're there and they're like, well, what's next? Like, it's almost like Tony Robbins always speaks on it. He's like, the key to life is growth. He said, when you're growing, no one can stop you because you're always getting better. You're getting better, whatever your weaknesses are, whatever your strengths are, you're getting better at them. And I think that's something me and Rick are just going to keep pushing at. And, we want to get our own house and we want to have our own place. We want to be traveling, meeting with clients, like, just doing all these things, getting on podcasts, getting on the news, like, I mean, we don't know what's in store, but, like, we're excited for it. Like, exactly. We're going to get through it together. I mean, communication's everything, especially when you're working with your significant other. Like, we're around each other all day, every day. Yeah. I mean, we have time where we're apart. Not a lot of people can do that, to be honest. I've talked to people, but my buddies are like, dude, how do y'all do that?
Yeah, dude, I can tell you, there ain't no way in hell my wife and I are working together. My wife is everything is ... I'm like a bull in a china shop. She would disown me if we worked together. Right? So kudos to you guys. How do you make it work so well?
I think it's our personality, and it's just our relationship.
We have a good friendship too. Like we're dating, but it's like you got to be friends too, and you got to we just respect each other. And when there's time where like Rick needs to work by himself or take a trip home, or we have our time apart, and I think time apart is important. And
it is. And once you're around Jenna and I for like I said, I mean, even this podcast, you can tell how our relationship is. Yeah. And we just, I mean, not a lot of people have that. I'm thankful for that.
I'm thankful for it too.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome, guys. So how do people, if they want to reach out to you for your services, because, here's my philosophy. If you're going to hire a company to tackle your social media and stuff, you might as well hire the freaking people that grew up on this shit. Right? Exactly. They understand it. They get it. They can wrap their head around it. It just makes sense to me. I mean, if you want a website company, go get somebody from my generation that grew up building websites and learn all. But if you want social media, tackle it with the younger generation. So how do people reach out to you to use your services, get in touch with you? Here's your chance to tell the world.
Rick got this one.
Oh, yeah. So you can reach me on Instagram at @RickEmbry_. You can reach.
We got to make sure you and I are following each other because I don't know if I'm following you yet. So
I'll follow you, man. You didn't follow me back.
I saw you, and I'm like, yes, who's that guy?
Exactly. And I'll see how he is on a podcast. If it'll be a go. If not, then I'll just act like I never saw it.
Well, I think you had like 3 followers. I'm like, that dude's nobody.
He's still working on the growth.
Yeah. Now we're sitting at about 7,000. Yeah. Right around 7,000. Jenna here is crushing it.
I'm trying.
She's taking full advantage of our services. To be honest, I've been worried about other stuff, which is kind of an excuse. I just don't feel the need to grow my account right now.
Well, also, like, I see an opportunity with collabing with brands, and since I've hit 10K. Like, I've had a bunch of companies.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you grow your brand even more. Is collabing with, like, I would get free bracelets, free T-shirts, a bra, just all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this is...
Wait, so when I get 10,000, I get a bra?
Yeah.
Maybe.
You might get panties.
I mean, I was getting all kinds, and I still have brands reaching out to me because I'm considered a micro-influencer, and it's like, you know, if that can be a side income as far and keep doing what we're doing, like, why not? I mean, if I have brands Rick's even had it, like brands wanted to collab.
Yeah.
Like,
And the thing about Instagram is, as you can see, the more that Jenna and I grow our following, the more potential clients we can get, the more engagement we'll get, the more just
relationships,
networking.
Yeah.
It's everything, man. It's everything. Today's day and age, as far as it's a free platform to market on. Obviously, there is paid advertising, but it's free, and that's where billions of people are. Why would you not make it everything it should be plus more?
Absolutely.
I mean,
So a sneaky trick that I'm doing, because that's how I found you, Jenna, was I'm going through Instagram, and I'm looking for influence, people who have a following that are at a certain level. So right now I'm looking at the people at the 10 to 20,000 range followers. I'm sending DMs saying, hey, I have a podcast, want to get you on the show, and I'm getting 2 people for every 10 asks, as just a sneaky way to, but I know as people are growing their accounts, we do the show, they'll put it on their all their followers, and then their followers come and start hopefully following the show. So it's all about playing the game, by the rules. Don't do the stupid bots and shit that everybody's got.
Right.
Exactly.
And
I knew you was a smart guy. You reached out, you got 9,000. I see how consistent you post. Your content's good, and you knew 19,000 people. If I get her on the podcast, she's going to do this right here and make a story.
Right.
And
well, then she ruined it, dude. She's like, I'm going to bring Rick along. I'm like, shit. No. That's so awesome.
That's funny.
I don't do this alone, though.
I was going to post it, but I'll just leave it to Jenna now.
Yeah. Sorry, Donnie.
No, that's awesome. Now you get 20-something thousand. I've got like 7. She's got 19. It's 26,000, and then we got our.
Well, if you tag me in a story, I'll put it on my story for today as well, and we'll just have fun with it, right?
Exactly.
So, and then, now combined, we're sitting on almost over 30,000 or whatever followers, which is awesome. So, okay, so I know
I never answered your question as far as
how do people get in touch with Fire
www.forward.com. Moveforward.com. I don't even know how it reaches. www.
That's why you guys are dating. She's going to keep your ass in line.
Exactly. She does that all the time. Like I said, my Instagram handle is @RickEmbry_. Our Instagram handle for our company is _forward. All of our services are on there.
You can reach me at mine, too.
What is yours?
Jenna Hountz, JennaHountz.
There you go. She's got all the followers. Keep that in mind. But like I said, all of our services, we do everything from Instagram account growth, lead generation for your business. If you're struggling to get more consumers, to get more people in your bar, whatever it may be. We do website creation. We also offer a $300 referral to anyone if they refer us a client for website creation, and we successfully partner with them. We will PayPal you $300.
So did you guys hear that? So if you're listening to this episode and you call these guys to hire services, you better frickin' say you heard it through the podcast.
There you go. And if you really, really, really are interested right now, you can call my phone at 502-812-2992. It's Rick Embry. I'll be more than glad to help you out.
Awesome, guys. Guys, I got to tell you, I really enjoyed having you guys on the show and let me pick on you a little bit. It was fun.
You've had a blast.
Well, good. Well, here's how I like to wrap up every episode, and I want an answer from both you guys, and just so you know, I do hang some people up with this, so be forewarned. Sure. Is if you were to leave my listeners with a statement, a phrase, a slogan, something they can use as they're going on their journey, maybe when they're stacked up against it, trying to push through it, what would be that phrase or slogan you'd say, use this?
That's a tough one.
I know.
Can I buy 10 seconds?
So, Jenna, no pressure.
I'm thinking about the quote I always talk about with Tony Robbins. He's one of my favorite people to listen to. I'm not
so much of a quote guy. I'm more of a just tell you kind of what I went through, and if you're experiencing it, and that's how it is. Because that really something the word that sticks out to me the most is diversity. Because I've been hit with it a lot throughout life, and I'm sure everybody listening to this has. Either that or they're strictly sent here from God and God only, and they're living up in the clouds. But we all get hit with adversity, no matter how hard times get. There's always a way out of it, and there will be a way out of it. Mm-hmm. And like my concussion, I'll wrap it up for you real quick. Sports fanatic, I thought sports was my way out. I thought football was the way out. Yoo-hoo, like we're going to do it. Concussion, boom, knocked me down. And that one kept me down for a while. It was hard. I couldn't find a way out. I didn't know what my purpose was throughout life. I was like, man, what am I here for now? I don't have sports. I can't play anymore. And then boom, a light being thrown in my head. I'm like, let's do this business thing. This could be fun. Mm-hmm. And then also for relationships, had 2 bad relationships. I'm like, man, maybe I shouldn't date. Found Jenna. Perfect. And her light tinked on the same time mine did as far as business.
Yeah.
Really just what to take away from this, man, is no matter how hard times get or how hard the adversity is, mm-hmm. always fight. Life's too short. Don't give up. Keep moving. Mm-hmm. Keep moving forward.
That's right.
Love it. Guys, that's so awesome. So awesome. Thank you guys both for being on the show today. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing because you guys, it's going to be fun to watch how far your journey goes along the way.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, Donnie. We're going to watch you as well, man. Keep crushing it. Keep getting people on the podcast. We're going to watch your growth as well, man.
Thanks, guys. You know what, guys? Really, thank you for listening to this episode. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun putting these together. I wanted to make sure before we got out of here that you knew what we were doing with social content. What we found was because of the podcast, we have a unique way of helping you get your social content out on a very easy way. What we're doing is we're interviewing people, and from that interview, we will capture a lot of information that will then be turned into videos, memes, articles, all things you can use for your social content. I know, like for me, one of the biggest struggles I had was, what do I put out there? What do I say on a regular basis? Well, we'll help do all that for you. So if this is at all of interest to you, reach out to us and let us help you grow your social media channel. I can tell you I did this for my business, and my social media is completely taking off. My Instagram, since I started doing this, jumped to over 10,000 followers, and it continues to grow. So if this is at all of interest to you, check the bottom of the show notes for the link that says, Get My Social Content Done right now.